My name is Kenshata Watkins. I am a pediatric emergency medicine physician and researcher in the Department of Emergency Medicine. There's so many things that I like about my job, but one of the things I really enjoy is at any given shift, anytime that I walk in, I really don't know what experience I'm going to have. So I can walk into room 5 and be a very worried parent whose kid has a fever and a runny nose. And in the next room, there can be a critically ill trauma patient that I have to go and deliver some bad news to a parent or really relieve their worry. And so this variety in clinical care pushes me as a person, it pushes me as a clinician. Um, and at the end of the day, I think that's the best part of life. I don't know, it really is to me. And so the other thing I really enjoy about working in the emergency department is I get to be an educator, which is really what half of what a pediatrician is. And so we have the opportunity to provide some guidance to parents, to like even to first time parents around, whether it's breastfeeding or whether it's how to manage a fever at home, or it's how to talk to your adolescent kid about bullying or social media. I mean, this could all be my 30 minutes, like really to be able to have this span of clinical quandaries and be able to maybe not solve them all, but really to make a lasting impact somehow. And so the emergency department is really amazing for that. And I guess last but not least, what I really like about my job is that there's so many opportunities for teamwork, whether we're working with nurses in a code or we're, working with other specialties, which we oftentimes do. It's really a collaborative experience. And so I say the emergency department is really where all factions of medicine come together. That's what I really like about my job. I like to think of the work that I do as being reflective of my family, of my own values, of those close to me. And so when I think about my work, I think about how can we best, or how can I best understand the systems that are supposed to be helping us? How can I, one, understand them, and two, figure out how they're not helping us, how they're actually harming us, and how they're sometimes delivering inequitable care, and how we can address that. The other part to my work involves figuring out how to disseminate those findings and translate those findings into things that our politicians, our administrators, our leaders really understand, and really motivate them to change, or make them not able to look away. My work is largely in the pre-hospital space or the emergency medical services space. So that's before people come into the hospital when the ambulance comes out to get them. And so that requires me to build relationships with pre-hospital administrators, those who manage those services, and those people aren't oftentimes UCSF faculty. And so it requires building trust with them, being upfront with them that the answers we find may not always be positive. However, it's in the best interest of all of us to work together to actually understand where the problem points are so that we can address them and really deliver better care for our patients on a continuum. Being a Watson Scholar or being named to the Watson Scholar community is really a huge honor. Having had some understanding of Dr. Watson, of the work he did inside the academic space and who he was outside the academic space, is really a motivating factor for me. Having access to the community of Watson scholars who came before me, and the resources really motivates me to become the independent researcher that I know that I can be. And that involves pursuing the scholastic interests that really push the needle a little bit. And so I really hope by the end of this process that I'm able to provide the mentorship, provide the contributions to science or to medicine in a way that really honors his legacy.